Hey everyone, Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to go over every single itemization change coming in patch 14.3, which is an absolutely massive change in regards to auctions. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Now, I do want to preface one quick thing. There's no website that showcases the exact changes. It hasn't come out yet, but I do want to make this video just kind of as preparation for you guys, and also because a lot of you guys have been asking, Chen, what are you building right now? Can you please make a build guide? The reason why I haven't actually done one yet is because of these massive changes. Literally, I think 5 to 8 items for auction is getting changed, and in this video, I'm going to go over them and kind of theorize build, stuff like that. So definitely give it a watch. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be bouncing in between websites, and if I miss something, just leave me down a comment below if I'm missing something. But generally, these changes should show the direction, although, Riot could still change within these few days. But yeah, let's start with Essence Reaver. Attack damage increase from 55 to 60. Now, you guys know how much I like Essence Reaver as an item. It synergizes extremely well with the poke build, especially with W. You press W, you proc the Essence Reaver, and you just auto, and you're doing massive damage. I like this change. I think it's going to incentivize Essence Reaver 5th or 6th in poke builds a lot more. And another poke item got changed massively, which definitely can slot in Essence Reaver now. Moving on, we have Guinsu's Rageblade. Recipe changed to Hardbound Axe plus Longsword plus Amplifying Tome. I believe this is good for auction. It's kind of negligible though. Recipe doesn't really fully matter. You're building Guinsu's for Guinsu's, right? And then attack damage increase and ability increase. So this is obviously definitely just a net buff. I do think this incentivizes Kraken Guinsu's Terminus a lot more than Kraken Bork Terminus. I haven't went Kraken Bork Guinsu's Terminus. I think that's too pricey, but if that's a build, then obviously it's just net buffed, which is very, very good. Next item, this is where I have to jump websites. Kraken Slayer. This is a massive one. Base damage increase from 35 to 85 to 140 to 310. You guys might be like, what the fuck? That's a massive buff. But it's not fully like that. So obviously this is that. But AP ratio removed, and then AD ratio also removed. Now, there has been a couple stat websites that people throughout the auction may have done. From my understanding, this is basically just a net buff to Kraken Slayer unless you're full build. From my understanding, I could be wrong about that, but that's very good for auction. So basically with this Kraken Slayer change, you are griefing if you're not going Kraken Slayer, in my opinion. This is a massive DPS amplifier for early game, massive amplifier for mid game, and it's just overall, Kraken's already always been one of auction's S tier items, but now that, its base damage is doing so much and it scales with level. So basically, you're going to always want to go Kraken Slayer. It is going to be insanely good next patch, and yeah, I don't see a build without Kraken Slayer, basically. Cool. Moving on, we have another item that I want to mention isn't going to be played too much. I believe it shows all the way here, yes. So, wait, no, it doesn't show here. Oh, it does. Okay. So, Static Ship is getting cost reduced by 300 gold. So, why am I mentioning Static Ship? Static Ship auction, it used to suck. I wasn't a big fan of it, but why am I mentioning Static Ship? Because this is a massive change. Now, bear in mind the champion base damage is decreased, but for what you're getting for 27, while 90 damage, it's not bad. Voltaic literally right now does 100 flats, so it doing 90 flat is not bad at all, and it being 300 gold cheaper is insane. So I'm going to be cooking up some Static Ship builds potentially. Just test around the water, see how that will look. The reason why Static Ship is even being mentioned right now, though, is because of what they're doing to my poor boy Stormrazor, which the changes are right here. Attack speed going to 15, base damage increased by 100, movement speed increased to 1.5, but the AD ratio is completely removed. What does that mean? That means Stormrazor is nerfed basically everywhere. I did the live servers test. You're losing damage raw no matter what, and it's just gonna keep getting worse. So I'm pretty certain you just do not build Stormrazor ever again. Sadly, Stormraiser has done me very, very well with multiple variations of poke build. And it sucks to see that it's gone. Movement speed duration increase, that doesn't even matter to Akshan at all. Generally speaking, I mean, yes, it does affect the poke somewhat playstyle, but when you're going Stormraiser into IE, or even the Voltaic Stormraiser build right now, you don't really care about the movement speed. You're just kind of autoing and then Eing in, and the movement speed is generally happening within your E, so it doesn't matter that you're getting more duration. And yeah, this is just a net nerf, and it's a massive one at that. You're losing in a bunch of damage with this one. So this is the only reason why I'm even mentioning Static Shiv. It's because I think Static Shiv can actually replace Stormraiser. If you do want to offer poke, I will be definitely testing out with that, because you guys know my poke. I love poke, so I could easily see a build like Static Shiv, IE, RFC, BT, Essence Reaver. That would be your 6th item with obvious boots, right? That's 100% crit. You're still having the poke aspect. You're getting a cheaper spike. And I do believe Static Shiv, IE, used to be a build. I believe Ninefog went to way back when. So it's not bad, right? I'm definitely going to experiment with that if there is a game where I absolutely cannot go Kraken. Let's say they have 5 squishies, but they're all have a bunch of hard CC where I just cannot jump in, because the moment you jump in with Kraken, you're dead. I could definitely test around with some Static Shiv, right? So anyways, that is that. Now there's a couple other item changes, I believe. Let me just quickly browse. Already, guys, you guys can see a bunch of item changes, though. So they reverted Eclipse. I actually played a game of Eclipse. It doesn't feel bad, so Eclipse could still be easily built on Akshan. It's not insane or anything. I do think there's better items, but if you're having fun, if you're snowballing, Eclipse is there. I believe that's actually it for Akshan. Now, I want to mention Stridebreaker. I don't think this is going to be built because of how pricey it is, but Stridebreaker is getting basically buffed. It's cost 33, 450 HP, 50 AD, active cooldown down, and it deals 80% AD physical. If you want to go tanky setup, if you want to go, I don't know, Kraken, Vork, Stride might still be viable with this sword change, but I'll definitely have to test it. And I believe that is it for the item changes. Let me do oh, there's one more. Oh, there's 2 more, actually. The Collector getting nerfed from AD, reduced from 60 to 55. Guys, I'm going to be honest. Ever since the 100 extra gold Collector cost nerf, with this one, I don't think you're building Collector. I know it synergizes very well with Akshan, but the issue with Collector has always remained the same. Once you build it, if you're not snowballing, it gets heavily outscaled by other options, and with it getting reduced 5 AD, you have to be hardcore snowballing to even consider this build anymore. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to build this item much anymore at all. And then I think the last item that is being changed is Yumu's. So there's have been some creeping builds going on with Yumu's. It has been the Yumu's into Kraken, into Collector, stuff like that. Basically a very, very heavy spiking, snowballing build. I made a video about it. But now Yumu's is getting nerfed, out of combat movement speed reduced. For range champs specifically, absolute gutted, and then active movement speed is also reduced for range champs. So they're basically, they're not targeting Akshan with this, but I think they're targeting champs like Jace and, actually I don't know if Jace counts, because Jace can go hammer form. I don't know how that interaction works, but they are targeting champs like Quinn, stuff like that. So basically you're not wanting to go Yumu's. Now, there have been some experimentation with going opportunity first item, which basically, let me show you guys, opportunity, basically is the Yumu's. It costs the same, gives you same lethality, it gives you more lethality out of combat, and then this doesn't really fucking matter, but there's been experimenting with opportunity Kraken. I've been testing it. It's good for early game, and then once you reach mid to late, I swear to God, you just do no damage. You can't jump in. So in my opinion, that build's kind of out of the window. So now let me go over some quick theory crafting builds as to what is going to be built next patch, and then obviously I'll make a bunch of videos. I might make an item guide next patch, but if there's going to be more future item changes, please bear with me, guys, and just understand I'm trying to work on a video, but if they keep on changing the items, if I make a video about items, it just get outdated, right? So, theory crafting time. Kraken Slayer is obviously the MVP of this patch. You're going to want to build Kraken Slayer probably 90% of the game. Kraken Slayer, Bork, Terminus. Kraken Slayer, I could even see Kraken Slayer, Voltaic, RFC. I think that McGung's been building that. Anything with Kraken Slayer, you're happy. Kraken Slayer, Guinsoo's, Terminus, Kraken Slayer, fucking anything, it doesn't matter. Build Kraken Slayer, in my opinion. I think there will be niche instances where Static Shiv might actually be decent. I'll have to playtest this and see how it feels. But Static Shiv into IE into RC could be a poke build that, you know, is big build. Now, Stormrazor is obviously dead. Collector, in my opinion, is suboptimal. Yumu's is dead. So all of Akshan's build next patch will have to do with Kraken Slayer. Synergizes very well with Kraken Slayer, Guinsoo's Rage Blade being buffed. I think these two core and Determinus have already been pretty good, but I know people do prefer Bork instead of Guinsoo's, and I think that's fine still. Either way, Kraken Slayer, you want to build. Let me double check if there's potentially Stridebreaker. Once again, Kraken Slayer, Bork, Stridebreaker could be an item choice. And I believe that is it for the itemization changes. So there you guys have it. That is the incoming changes for 14.3. Absolute massive changes. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Chen out.